I may be a little biased, but I think Haitian food is the best. So today we're making Haitian black rice and fried chicken. So I'm just cleaning my meat here. I personally just use vinegar, salt, and lemon or lime. I just had lemon juice at the house, so that's what I'm using here today. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn my wings into winglets and remove the sharp parts of the wings. I'm also going to score them, and the reason I do that is just so the seasoning can get in there a little bit better. But that's how I prep my meat before it goes into the pot to boil for a little bit stovetop. Into a large mixing bowl, I'm just going to go ahead and mix all of my seasonings together. I started out with some mojo, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of ipis. Us Haitians put that in everything. I'm also adding a tablespoon of blended Scotch bonnet pepper just because I wanted the chicken to have a bit of a kick to it. Then I went on ahead and added some salt, parsley, and thyme. And I have an all-purpose seasoning that my sister makes at home that I also added to the mix. And then lastly, I'm just going to add some Knorr chicken seasoning. And I'm going to mix all of that together, and I'll be ready to transfer my meat into the bowl with the seasoning. Here I'm just rinsing out the vinegar, salt, and lime water that the meat was sitting in while I was cleaning it. And last step, when I cleaned my meat, I just poured some hot water over it before I transferred it to the bowl with the seasoning. And I just make sure at this step to take off the last bits of feathers that I may have missed. And once I transfer that to my pot stovetop, I just add a little bit of chicken broth and a quarter of a small white onion and just covered that and let it boil at medium heat for about 10 to 12 minutes. In the meantime, I'm a clean as you go kind of person, so here I am just loading the dishwasher. And I have a mixture of Dawn dish soap with vinegar and water that I clean the sink and all of my surfaces with instead of actually using Clorox wipes. So that's just what you see me doing here. And then I'm going to get ready to start on my rice. To get started on the rice, I'm just rinsing about 3 cups of jasmine rice until the water runs clear. And I also did save the chicken stock for the rice and the sauce later on. Stovetop to start the rice, I have some vegetable oil and onions as well as the peas, the sweet peas. And I have chunks of salted pork that us Haitians call anzui. And I also added some ipis. I'm going to mix that together. And in this clip, it's already turned black because I added my Maggi to it, which is like the mushroom concentrate that turns the rice black. And then I added a cube of coconut milk to it as well before I started adding my seasonings. So here I'm adding some seasonings. I added onion and garlic powder. I'm also going to add some parsley and thyme. So here I am adding the rest of the chicken stock. I rinsed that bowl out and added some more water just so that it could cover the 3 cups of rice. And then I covered my pot and let it come to a boil before I added my rice. Before I added my rice, I did taste for salt, and you don't want to stir too much so that the rice is not super sticky, but I let it boil on medium to high heat until it completely dried out, and I covered the rice with foil and let it finish doing what it's going to do. At the same time, I was warming up my oil to medium heat, and here I am adding my chicken wings. And I let that fry golden brown, and from time to time I would just stir that so it wouldn't stick to the bottom of the wok. And here I am just removing them after they've been in there for about 8 to 12 minutes. To make the sauce that accompanies the rice, I just fried some onions and some vegetable oil and added some tomato sauce, which I fried really well to get rid of the bitter taste before I added any of my seasonings. So I'm just going to add a little bit of seasoned salt. I added some parsley flakes as well as some thyme. And I'm also going to add some Knorr chicken seasoning to this as well. And I'm going to then add the rest of my chicken stock after that's fried together for a bit. So the rest of the chicken stock that I did not use in the rice, I'm using for the sauce. Once my sauce came to a boil, I added some pieces of fried chicken and garnished with some onions. And at this point, my rice was done. So I was ready to plate my food. The rice was very, very rich. The texture was just wonderful. Everything tasted really well. So I do hope that you decide to try this recipe for yourself. And if you do, let me know in the comment section. See you in my next video.